So we continue with our daily class of Madhurya-kadambini. We are still on the third text of this book. And so far, if you can remember, what does this passage say? So in this third text, it was is showing the nature of Bhakti. One is Bhakti is like Bhagavan, completely independent. Bhagavan comes to this world. He manifests himself. That's by his way. In the same way, in Shakti also, the Shakti can manifest herself by her own way. Then further, he described this Bhakti as a special form of this Ladini Shakti. Ladini Shakti. When we talk about Bhagavan Shakti, where there's Bhagavan, this Shaktiman, then always Shakti is there. Where Shaktiman is there, Shakti is there. And where there is Shakti, then there's these functions of Shakti. What are the functions of Shakti? And they are not, you cannot separate them. They will always be there. Where there is Shakti, then there's this function of Shakti, which are three. What are they? Function of Shakti. And what are the activities of Shakti? One activity of Shakti is in relation to existence. What is that Shakti called? Like something exists, you exist and other exist. That is because of one function of Shakti called Sadhini Shakti. Then another one is knowledge. What is that? That is called something. Shakti. And then there is the pleasure potency. The Shakti that makes it so that people are happy. Bhagavan is happy. So this is called Ladini Shakti. These are three functions or activities. So where there is Shakti, then these things are happening. These activities are there. And they're just being labeled. These three labels. Sadhini, Samved, and Ladini. So these things are there. But when we talk about pleasure, that means Shakti is functioning with Shakti, Ladini. So when we talk about Bhakti, this is a special form of Ladini Shakti. So then he said, Krishna Chavatakur, he makes some distinction. When we talk about Bhagavan, inherently Bhagavan is happy. He is Vainator, Satchit, Ananda. These three things are within him because these three functions of Shakti is always with him. So within his own swarup, he is happy, and that is by Ladini Shakti. But then there is still some instances, and you can see Bhagavan becomes overwhelmed by some pleasure, not by coming from himself. Meaning, not that Ladini Shakti within him. So, that by within his own swarup, that is, there's Ananda, his swarup Ananda. Now when we talk about Bhakti Bhakti is that Ananda more than this Swarup Ananda. Krishna is already happy within himself, but this Bhakti is a special form of this Ladini Shakti that is not coming from Krishna. You may say, of course, Shakti is coming from Krishna, but this is one speciality that we have to understand, especially when we talk about like pastimes of Bhagavan. When we talk about Bhakti, two entities are always there. Bhagavan by himself cannot be happy. Cannot experience this Bhakti. When we talk about Bhakti or praying for Bhagavan, someone is there. Who is that? The devotee. So Bhagavan, he is the object of this love. There's the devotee who is, or like Srimati Radharani, the complete embodiment of this abode, ashray, of this special potency of praying, love. So when we talk about Bhakti, actually this is also a special form of Ladini. Because really, Ladini Shakti, that is what gives pleasure. So, but just our Guru Varga, Professor Vishnu is giving distinction. When we talk about Bhakti, this is the Ananda that is not coming from Bhagavan's like Swarup Ananda. This is happening when Bhagavan's Swarup Shakti is getting assistance, or the Ladini Shakti is getting assistance from the devotee. And then in this way, there is a certain, like very big amount of happiness is produced. And it culminates in the experience of what we call praying. You're following? So the jiva, by his own swarup also, or her own swarup, jiva is minute, like spirit. Some ananda also is there. But that swarup ananda of the jiva is very minute. That cannot attract Krishna. So when you talk about bhakti is more than that. Bhakti is more than the swarup ananda of Bhagavan, more than the swarup ananda of the jiva. So then he's saying, now we talk about bhakti. Bhakti is self-manifest. It is independent, meaning coming by her own will. So then Vishwanath Thakur mentions 3 verses, right? One is from the Sabay Pungsang Paradarmo, Yato Bhaktir Adum Sajay. He said, Ahaytuki, Apratihata. He's giving description of this bhakti is Ahaytuki and Apratihata. And he said, it has to be Ahaytuki and Apratihata to completely satisfy the self. So the full manifestation of bhakti, which really gives full satisfaction to the jiva, and giving and will overwhelm Krishna, can serve aduksaja. Aduksaja meaning cannot be attained by our senses. So he said, this bhakti must be ahaytuki, costless, and apratihata. Apratihata means uninterrupted. So he's given this description. Also, 2 other verses, he is mentioning this term yadrichcha. Yadrichcha. This yadrichcha meaning by her own will. And there's 2 terms for yadrichcha, he was saying. Let me look. yadricha means acting only according to one's own sweet will. And according to the dictionary, two words, synonyms to that. Swaita and swaicha. Swaita means doing as one pleases, uncontrolled, independent. Swaita. And swaicha meaning out of one's own accord. They're all like the same context. One is one meaning he's doing it out of his own pleasure, like as his own will. That is swaicha, one's own accord. And the other one is uncontrolled, independent. That's swaita. Okay, so that is first next point that Vishwanath Chakravarti made. So then, to explain that, how bhakti is yadricha, like independent and only doing as she will. Then she's making the Vishwanath Chakravarti making the point. Now discussing. He's saying certain like highly realized devotees. And Gurudev actually mentioned, who is that? The original commentator of Bhagavatam, Sridhar Swami. He has explained that bhakti comes by one's good fortune. So then, the question now, when we hear that, is we ask, what is the meaning of this good fortune? Where is this good fortune coming from? So, yeah, so according to Sridhar Swami, he said this word yadricha means one's good fortune. Now we already know the meaning of yadricha, no? Yadricha means like by her own will coming. But Sridhar Swami, he's saying, and Sridhar Swami is the original commentator of Bhagavatam. He said this word yadricha actually means the jiva attains his own good fortune. But then now this has to be understood. If you say that this good fortune is coming, so his first argument, he said, if you say that this good fortune is coming from the performance of Shubha Karma, then that will like be contradictory to the actual meaning of yadricha, which means what? He's doing by her own will, meaning independent. You know? Why? How it becomes contradictory to the definition? When you say, okay, yadricha means independent, and you say yadricha means one attains good fortune, and then someone attains good fortune because he is doing Shubha Karma, the pious activities. How is that kind of logic that goes against or contradicts the actual definition of yadricha, which means independent? Because when you say he attains good fortune because he's doing good karma, and therefore because he attains good fortune, therefore now he has bhakti, then that would mean bhakti is not independent. Bhakti depends on Shubha Karma. You understand? For someone to attain bhakti needs to have good fortune, which actually coming from pious activities. Therefore, bhakti depends on karma, the performance of pious activities. But this is not acceptable. So that is his first argument. Following. Then, second argument is that this good fortune is there when someone is not performing any pious activities. There is absence of pious activities. But that is also not acceptable. Why? because that is not clear. Like, oh, one attains bhakti because of good fortune as a result of his not doing pious activities. So then, what is it then? What causes the good fortune? Oh, not doing pious activities. So does it mean like doing bad impious activities? Not possible also. So it's not clear. So it's not acceptable. Okay. Then what is the third argument? Oh, this good fortune actually coming from the mercy of Bhagavan. So that is now the third point. And which is like, oh yes, that must be. Okay. But then the question now is, where is this mercy of Bhagavan coming from? That will be the next question. So then there can be many answers to that. Mercy of Bhagavan coming from this. Then you can ask, but where is that coming from? And then it can continue more and more. So that itself is not clear. That itself is not clear. To just say from the mercy of Bhagavan. So then you may say, oh, the mercy of Bhagavan is causeless. So no cause of mercy of Bhagavan. So I said, oh, one attains bhakti because of good fortune from the causeless mercy of Bhagavan. So you accept? This is the conclusion now? That is the fourth. There's still some like argument to that. Because if you say, by causeless mercy of Bhagavan, Bhagavan's mercy has no cause, then the question may be asked. It seems that Bhagavan is not giving this bhakti to everyone. Bhagavan is supposed to be like equal to everyone. When you say his mercy has no cause, then therefore he should give mercy to everyone. But then you don't see that happening. Oh, he side this person, like the devotees he protects. There are demons, he kills even. So some like impartiality is there. And people may like argue like this. Of course we know that whatever Bhagavan does is actually his mercy. That is reality. Even his killing the demon, that is so much mercy. Like he killed Putana. After Putana even becomes like resident of Guru. Like this. Some demons he killed and they attain liberation. So they're all actually mercy of Bhagavan. But that argument itself to say that the cause of this good fortune is the causeless mercy of Bhagavan, this is still not like not an absolute answer. So then, now we're coming to this is not the fifth. This is the fifth, no. Right, this is not the fifth statement. Because the first one is Shubha Karma. Second one, not performance of any pious activities. Then third one, the mercy of Bhagavan. Okay, fourth one, Bhagavan's causeless mercy. Now, fifth one, then he said, it's from the mercy of the devotee. The mercy of the devotee. So this is where we stopped yesterday. We continue now. So it is not like very like absolute answer or like a very correct answer to say bhakti is attained by mercy of Bhagavan. And like that is not like a very exact answer. Because the question is like, but from where is this mercy of Bhagavan coming from? So we want to go to the very root. Because ultimately, why is he doing celebrating like this, like showing. Because Vishwanath Thakur wants to point out that bhakti is only coming from bhakti. And therefore establish that bhakti is independent. Okay? So, now, so we're in the fifth argument now. Bhakti is attained by mercy of Bhagwan's devotee. The mercy of the devotees is said to be the cause of bhakti. The Bhagavan Bhakti's mercy, like the mercy of Bhagavan, is causeless. In this case, also, it is improper to find any defect of iniquity or partisanship in the mercy of Bhagavan's devotee. Still, the symptoms of Madhyam Bhakta are stated in Srimad Bhagavatam. He who adopts the mood of love toward the Lord, fellowship toward the devotees of the Lord, mercy toward the ignorant, and neglect toward the antagonist, is a Madhyam Bhagavan. According to these symptoms, iniquity is seen in the Madhyam Bhakta. These qualities are actually the defining qualities of the Madhyam Bhakta. Now, we'll just read this. And we will explain this because Buddha will explain all the details. But it's important to understand so far what we've read. Is saying, okay, now we're beginning to ascertain what is Siddhanta. No. It's not enough to just say the mercy of Bhagavan is the cause of good fortune. Or the cause is mercy of Bhagavan. Like this. Because then there's some impartiality which can be like a cause for, like protest from some people. They make protest. No, Bhagavan is impartial. Like this. So then, furthermore, he said, no, actually, the cause is the devotee. The devotee's mercy. And the devotee's mercy is actually also causeless. But then they say, no, look, then also like Bhagavan, there's not everyone receive mercy from the devotee. Like Bhagavan not giving bhakti to everyone, the devotee also not giving. Like I said, that's the definition of the devotee, as described. Who is the Madhyam Adhikari? The Madhyam Adhikari discriminates. For those who have prayed, then for those who have love for God, then they have love for Him. For God and the devotees. And for those who are like the same, like Madhyam Adhikari, then they have friendship. No? It says, they have the mood of love towards the Lord, friendship toward the devotees of the Lord. Then to the ignorant, they have mercy, and to those antagonists, what they have? They have upeksha, neglect. So 4 ways. So there's some discrimination. So this is a fact, like this. And Shastra is telling like this. So Sri Bhagavan is conquered by his bhaktas. Therefore, if his mercy follows the mercy of his bhaktas, there is no question of any kind of incongruity. You're following? So then this is now the conclusion that actually Bhagavan's mercy only follows the mercy of the bhaktas. In other words, only by attaining the mercy of the bhakta does one attain the mercy of Bhagavan. Bhakti forever exists within the heart of the bhakta, and therefore the root cause of the bestowal of the bhakta's mercy upon others is verily the bhakti in his heart. Again, now, so this is now going now to the main point. What is that? Okay, he's saying that is not proper conclusion to say the root cause of bhakti is Bhagavan's mercy, right? Although you can say Bhagavan's mercy is mercy. And you may say, and you can say, it is not wrong that the devotee discriminate, and therefore there is no it's like violation of from any description in Shastra, because you can see the devotee is described, that the Madhyamadikari described, they can neglect someone, they can bestow mercy on someone, they have friendship on someone, and they have love on Bhagavan, like this. So you may consider partiality, but it exists and it is true. And Shastra says like this. So then, now he's saying the mercy of Bhagavan follows the mercy of the devotee. So therefore, he said, therefore the root cause of this bhakti is the mercy of the devotee. But then, wait, that is not really the root cause. What is the root cause of that mercy of the devotee? He said, it is the bhakti in the heart of the devotee. So then, therefore, it goes to again to the main topic. Bhakti only coming from bhakti. Without bhakti residing within the bhakta, there is no possibility of mercy being awakened for anyone. In this way, the self-manifesting nature of bhakti is established. Okay, so you're following the logic now. So let's go through it very quickly, because this is just his way to show the logic that bhakti is only coming from bhakti. Okay, so how is that? He said bhakti is not coming directly from Bhagavan. Or first, he's saying bhakti is not coming from following Shubha Karma, performance of Shubha Karma. Okay. Bhakti is also not coming from non-performance of pious activities, but it comes because of mercy of Bhagavan. But this mercy of Bhagavan is actually following the mercy of the devotee. So where the devotee gives mercy, then Bhagavan gives mercy, then bhakti comes. But where is this mercy of the devotee coming from? He's only able to give mercy because of the bhakti in his heart. And therefore, bhakti is coming from bhakti. You understand? Huh? Not clear. So, he's actually pointing out like the source, and showing that only bhakti is coming from bhakti, and therefore bhakti is independent. So that's why we say bhakti is self-manifest. So let's do it the other way around. If not for bhakti in the heart of the devotee cannot give mercy to anyone. So he said it's only because of the bhakti in his heart that he distributes his bhakti to others. And someone has his bhakti. And how he is able to do that is because Bhagavan follows whoever he gives mercy, Bhagavan gives his mercy. So here he's just making the point that you cannot say directly someone attains bhakti because of Bhagavan. He said that there's a cause for Bhagavan giving bhakti to someone. Therefore the original cause is not Bhagavan. The original cause is the devotee giving mercy to someone. And therefore bhakti coming to him. But where is that mercy coming from? It is actually coming from bhakti. Therefore bhakti coming from bhakti. Understand? Not clear. Maybe I'm not very good in explaining this, but that is like the logic. Yeah? The logic there. You're following? You're following. So, let me just read again. Sri Bhagavan is conquered by his bhaktas. Therefore, if his mercy follows the mercy of the bhaktas, there is no question of any kind of incongruity. In other words, only by attaining the mercy of the bhakta does one attain the mercy of Bhagavan. Bhakti forever exists within the heart of the bhakta, And therefore, the root cause of the bestowal of the Bhakta's mercy upon others is verily the Bhakti in his heart. Without Bhakti residing within the Bhakta, there is no possibility of mercy being awakened for anyone. In this way, the self-manifesting nature of Bhakti is established. Hence, in the verse beginning, Yakinapi ati bhagyena jatashradhashya sevane, whoever by some extreme good fortune has been invested with faith in service to Bhagavan, the words ati bhagyena invalidate the assertion that any such good fortune is born of Shubha Karma or pious action. One should know that the absolute meaning of ati bhagyena is by the mercy of the Bhaktas. Now, this last paragraph is just showing what is really the real cause of this good fortune. Now, there's the yadricha. In the previous verse, there's the word yadricha, which Sridhar Swami says it means good fortune. Now, in another verse that he is quoting, Vishwanath Thakur, he quotes another verse from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Now, which says that by some extreme good fortune, one is invested with faith in the service of Bhagavan. Meaning, Bhakti begins in that person by good fortune. So he's quoting the term ati bhagyena, or by good fortune. So that good fortune and that yadricha, that what's his name, Sridhar Swami mentions, that good fortune, what that really means is that good fortune comes when someone receives the mercy of the devotee. Then Bhakti begins. Not the good fortune comes because coming from his Shubha Karma or his absence of performance of these pious activities. Not this, those are not like the cause of real good fortune. The real good fortune comes by mercy of the Bhakta. So here is establishing even not the real good fortune, not even coming from directly from the causeless mercy of Bhagavan. But this mercy of Bhagavan follows the mercy of the Bhakta. Therefore, the real cause of this good fortune is the mercy of the devotee. Understand? And if you look, where is this mercy of the devotee coming from? It's coming from Bhakti in the heart of the devotee. And therefore, Bhakti only coming from Bhakti. So, Srila Gurudev has explained, Srila Chakravarti Thakur has delineated the independent and self-manifesting nature of Bhakti, which, like Bhagavan, is intrinsically Sat Chit Ananda, eternal, all-cognizant, and blissful. Also, he has established that neither good fortune born of any pious action nor Bhagavan's causeless mercy yields Bhakti. Okay, very clearly Gurudev giving here conclusion. That Vishwanath Thakur, he is establishing here that the good fortune from pious actions and even the good fortune from the causeless mercy of Bhagavan is not the cause of Bhakti. Does not yield Bhakti. Through sound reasoning, the author is now establishing the conclusion, the Siddhanta, that Bhakti is awakened only by the mercy of a Bhakta. A notion which is, if accepted, does away without any confusion. He said, if you accept this, there is no confusion. Because, you know, the other arguments, like even that one, although it may be right to say, but it's confusing. You say, oh, the cause of his bhakti is the causeless mercy of Bhagavan. Of course, it's not wrong. But it is confusing because there's so many arguments to that. Where is this causeless mercy of Bhagavan coming from? That is. And then it's pointing out really it's coming from the mercy of the devotee. So therefore, really, this is no confusion. So this is the Siddhanta. Bhakti is awakened by the mercy of a Bhakta. And this has no confusion. In the same manner that Bhagavan's mercy is causeless, absolute, and purely spiritual. So three things here. He's saying, the mercy of Bhagavan is causeless, absolute, and purely spiritual. In the same manner, the mercy of Bhakta is also causeless, absolute, and purely spiritual. This is so because a tiny amount of all of Bhagavan's qualities are transmitted to his devotees. And this is, you can accept this. The devotees will have even a tiny amount of quality of Bhagavan. This has been said in Chaitanya Charitamrita. In Madhya Lila, it says, Krishna Bhakti Krishna Gun Sakali Sanchari. All the transcendental qualities of Krishna are transmitted to his devotee. However small the quantity, innately those qualities certainly remain unchanged. But still, Bhagavan's mercy is not seen to be disseminated everywhere. Surely, this means that Bhagavan is beset with a fault of iniquity. You understand what he is making this point? Bhagavan's mercy is causeless, is absolute, purely spiritual. The devotee also, his mercy is the same. Why? Because qualities of Bhagavan is with the devotee. So also the mercy of the devotee is causeless, absolute, and purely spiritual. Now, what is the point we're saying here? When you talk about Bhagavan's mercy, you cannot see it disseminated everywhere. You don't see like so much like of Bhagavan giving mercy like everywhere. Actually, this mercy coming through the devotee. Who's distributing this mercy? And that you can see immediately. That's the devotee. Narad Muni goes everywhere. There's the guru. There is all these devotees. Who's teaching all about Bhakti and everything, distributing this mercy of Bhagavan? The devotees. We don't see that directly from Bhagavan. So, however, the notion that such iniquity exists within Sri Bhagavan is erroneous. Okay, so just because you don't see, then it doesn't really mean that that is true. Therefore, he said, of course, we know that this notion to say that Bhagavan's mercy or Bhagavan has this fault of not distributing, everywhere, this is erroneous, inappropriate, and the antithesis of the attributes of his intrinsic nature. Because his nature is merciful. Likewise, such iniquity seems inappropriate in the Bhakta also, but actually it accords with the symptoms of the Madhyam Bhakta. This is the verdict of Srimad Bhagavatam. So, you may say that to Bhagavan, he is not so fair, and he chooses like this. And you may say also to the devotees, but actually, really, you cannot say that to the devotees. Because, as far as the devotees are concerned, it has been described, the devotees, they can choose who to give and who not to give. And you may say, there's some partiality. So, with regards to Madhyam Bhaktas, this is the verdict of Bhagavatam. It says, Ishwarita Adineshu, Valesheshu Disatsucha, Prema Maitri Kripa Upeksha, Yakaroti Samadhyama. He who offers his love to Sri Bhagavan remains a friend to all Vaishnavas, show mercy to the innocent, and neglect those who are envious of Bhagavan and the Vaishnavas. He is a Madhyam Vaishnava. So, thus, in Srimad Bhagavatam, Sri Havi Yogendra, the best of the Nava Yogendras, has clearly described that the partiality of being merciful toward ordinary, ignorant people and neglectful of those who are inimical towards the devotees of the Supreme Lord is the symptom of a Madhyam Bhakta. Therefore, it is clearly understood that such partiality of the Madhyam Bhaktas is not harmful for their bhakti. Indeed, it is solely by the mercy of Madhyam Bhaktas that ordinary people attain bhakti. understand? So, who is distributing really this bhakti? The devotees, specifically the Madhyamadikari devotees. The Madhyamadikari devotees, they see someone who is ignorant, they don't know anything, they're suffering, and therefore they're merciful to them. They're teaching them this. But to those who are antagonistic to devotees, envious, they neglect them. To the devotees, oh, they're friendly. And to Bhagavan, they have prayed. So, actually, the Madhyamadikari, they're real devotees. Kanishta Adhikari, they're almost like devotees. They're not real devotees yet. But Madhyamadikari, from there, that is like real devotee. And so, they are the one distributing. So, here, you may say there is some partiality. But this partiality is not harmful for bhakti. And actually because of this, then bhakti is spread. Since Sri Bhagavan is conquered by his devotee, when his devotee bestows mercy upon someone, Bhagavan's mercy for that person is also awakened. When this is carefully contemplated, it can be discerned that bhakti is forever resplendently abiding within the bhakta's heart. It is solely through this bhakti that the bhaktas bestow mercy upon common persons, and that common persons have attained bhakti through them. You following? He said, who is directly distributing this mercy? The Madhyamadicaris, the devotees. And how is that happening? Because by their he said, Bhagavan, he is conquered by the devotee. And when the devotee bestows mercy upon someone, then Bhagavan's mercy also becomes awakened in that person. So, but then if you really think about this, so he said, Bhagavan's mercy follows the mercy of the devotee. But if you really think about this, where does this mercy of the devotee come from? It comes from bhakti in the heart of the devotee. And therefore, that's our conclusion. Therefore, bhakti only coming from bhakti. She does not depend on anything else to manifest herself. You follow me? Only by bhakti that she is manifest. She manifests herself. This has been thoroughly proven. There thus remains no doubt that bhakti is never bereft of her independence or her self-manifesting nature. With evidence from revealed scriptures, the author now further presents how the mercy of the bhakta is the cause of bhakti. Okay. In the verse beginning with Ya kinami ati bhagena janashradosya sevani, which means whoever by some extreme good fortune, ati bhagena, has been invested with faith in service of Bhagavan. The words ati bhagena, extreme good fortune, are actually intended to mean the mercy of a bhakta, which far surpasses any good fortune born of pious affection. Now, Buddha is explaining the verse quoted by Vishwanath Thakur. This is from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. It uses the words Ati Bhagena, which means extreme good fortune, like synonymous to the word Yadisha. So, here, Buddha is explaining that this Ati Bhagena, really, what does it mean? This extreme good fortune. It only means the mercy of a bhakta. That is the real meaning of Ati Bhagena. The good fortune because of the mercy of a bhakta. When someone attains the mercy of a bhakta, that is extreme good fortune. Ati Bhagena. not the good fortune because of doing pious activities. In fact, the good fortune born of the mercy of devotees of Bhagavan is the only thing capable of surpassing good fortune arising from pious action. Okay, when you perform pious action, there's some good fortune. You know, like when you go to heaven, you become rich or levels. You get many facilities for sense enjoyment because you're doing many pious activities. You may say, oh, very lucky, good fortune. But so much surpassing that is the good fortune from attaining the mercy of the devotee, Bhagavan. In the mercy of Bhagavan, iniquity may be deemed a flaw, but there is no possibility of partiality being a fault in the mercy of Bhagavan's devotees. You following? When you talk about mercy of Bhagavan, people may say there's some fault there because you don't see Bhagavan giving mercy to everybody. But when you talk about the mercy of the devotee, you cannot find this fault. Meaning, there is no possibility of partiality being a fault in the mercy of the devotee. Why? Because that is the definition of the devotee. He is partial. It is not mentioned that the devotee is impartial. You understand? In the description of a Madhyamadikari, it actually shows there that the Madhyamadikari is partial. And that partiality is not harmful to Bhakti. So, to someone who is envious and antagonistic to devotees, offensive, he will neglect that. Some partiality is there, but that is not a fault. And there is, to those who are ignorant, they're just ignorant, but they're not offensive. Then the Madhyamadikari, be merciful to them. And of course, to the devotees, he has friendship. And to God, he has prema, he has love. So, therefore, humankind obtains bhakti only through good fortune in the form of the mercy of these exalted souls, the devotees of Bhagavan. Srila Vishwanath Thakur thus refutes the interpretation of Kinampi Bhakti-yodhina as mere good fortune and discloses the true interpretation to be Yadrishya Mahat Sankha, good fortune born of the mercy of exalted souls. Raising various points through logic and reasoning, he demonstrates Bhakti's quality of being self-manifest. Okay, so that's very clear now. By the proper deliberation, Vishwanath Thakur, like nicely, showing to us how Bhakti is self-manifest and completely independent. So that's clear. Now we go to next topic. So this is now the fourth text. So we finish with the third text. So now the fourth text. That's fine. Okay, we can continue tomorrow. Because that's a new chapter. The fourth text now. So, a few minutes left. Maybe if something not clear for this third text, then we can discuss. If not clear, we already discussed it. Might as well clarify it. The main points are easy, no? It's understandable, right? Clear. So, what is the conclusion? What is the meaning of this extreme good fortune? What is the meaning of extreme good fortune? What is that? Yeah, extreme good fortune means someone gets the mercy of the devotees. And how is that? Because by the mercy of the devotees, Bhagavan's mercy naturally follows. Bhakti manifests by good fortune. So now we go back. What is this good fortune? Oh, Bhakti arises in someone's heart. Like this. By someone's good fortune, Bhakti arises. So what is the meaning of this good fortune? Oh, the mercy of the devotee. And really, what is the cause of this mercy of the devotee? Well, not Bhagavan's mercy, but the bhakti in the heart of the devotee. And therefore, the cause of this bhakti really is bhakti, only bhakti. So, the devotee is like the distributor of this bhakti. But bhakti herself is independent. Bhakti is doing everything. The devotee is distributing this one. And the devotee is completely independent. He does not depend on Bhagavan to distribute. Rather, Bhagavan follows whatever the devotee decides, like who to distribute. Okay? That will be the next verse, the next text. The thing with the Uttama Bhakta is like they're absorbed in that world, So they're not involved in so much distribution. Like, because if you really think about this, who can they distribute this bhakti? To whom is this bhakti distributed? To the ignorant, to the fallen people, like this. Now the Uttamadhikari, they see everyone as pure devotees. So how would they be merciful to them? They already absorb them. They see them as pure devotees. They bow down even to a demon, like that. But the Madhyamadhikari, he will see. Of course, to other devotees, he's friendly, he has his friendship. But to someone ignorant, then he bestows mercy to them. He actually tells them what to do, gives them instruction, like this. And of course, to the offensive people and to the envious, then they neglect them. And hopefully by that neglect, then they felt something bad, then they may change. Like that. Jai Shri Gurudev ki Jai, Shri Krishna Thakur ki Jai, Shri Mадхурья-кадамбини ki Jai, Lord